Namaste, Jai Bharat. Geopolitics isn't that clean. I should have said it's dirty, but let me say it's not that clean. So, quite a few things keep happening. We know that how the US is trying their best to dominate everywhere, everyone. They have just one intention, that their domination, their dollar supremacy, and others should listen to them. People listen, but really, really reluctantly. Many people do submit to US out of their helplessness. They are otherwise coerced, compelled. So BRICS is not really an alternative to this, but then it's an indication to a possible alternative of anyone's domination. BRICS is not going to dominate the world. BRICS is a possible alternate to the one-sidedness of America. And there should be, like my External Affairs Minister, Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar says, it should be a multipolar world, not unipolar. In the past it was supposed to be bipolar with the former Soviet Union in existence. But it should be multipolar. Well, that's how the world can be healthy. Precisely this is what he speaks about. The BRICS is one indicator of such multipolarity. And Bharat, Russia and China, Brazil, etc. But from Asia, these three are very important partners in BRICS. And the problem here, we have a problem. That is, the relationship between Russia and Bharat is very transparent. But it's not like that with China, Bharat, and also China, Russia to a great extent, to some extent. The difference between China and Bharat is, see, one must mark here one thing. China and Bharat have historical and cultural connections which are very, very strong, supposed to be very, very strong. People to people relation, in spite of the language barrier with China, can be very good, are transparent, and the cultural relations goes back to the Shaolin temple, the Shaolin Kung Fu, where a Buddhist, I don't know to what extent is Buddhist, as they call him Buddhist, but his name is Bodhi Varman, a Hindu turned Buddhist monk. Hindu can always become Buddhist or Sikh anytime. There is no initiation ceremony at all among the Bharatiya dharmas. Bodhi Varman, who had carried the martial art of southern Bharat to Shaolin temple, and he is the one who started the Shaolin Kung Fu. They know it, and that's what the narrative goes. So the historical and cultural relationship between Bharat and China is undisputable. They are predominantly Buddhists, provided they are religious. Communism doesn't have space for religion. That's Marxian perspective. He, in his, which book was that? Critique of Hegel's Philosophy of Right. Hegel has written a book on philosophy of right, and Marx has written a small critique of Hegel's philosophy of right. In that, the last paragraph, he says, religion is a sigh of the oppressed creature and soul of soulless condition, etc. And then he concludes calling it as the opium of people. But then that paragraph begins with another sentence, for Germany. He was speaking in the German context, and many people very enthusiastically took it off the context of Germany and tried to universalize it and fails. So that problem, the Chinese communism is a problem, not with China. Anyway, Chinese communism is in any case not an archetype communism. It's a version of communism, as communism had been in practice in all over the world except in Lenin's regime. Lenin's regime was more or less closer to the archetypical theory of communism, closer only. I could even go to the extent of saying that they were approximating. So in spite of all such cultural oneness with China and Bharat, we have lots of border disputes. And because of these border disputes, China, Russia, Bharat coming together, it doesn't somehow happen in such spontaneity as it is wanted. But then recently, the BRICS summit is impending next month, most likely, and the leaders like Chinese Xi, Russian Putin, and Bharat Modi, if they come together, that's something which the US group, the deep state, what we say in decent terms, won't like to see. So they will do all kinds of things. They will do all kinds of things, and they are doing all kinds of things which they had been doing for quite some time. So our immediate problem is border disputes. Other things can be talked. So our External Affairs Minister, Dr. Subramanian Jaishankar, and Chief Security Advisor, they all went to China and held discussions, and from the report of the news available, they have made some breakthrough. It's not that the border disputes are solved, at least for the time being. They, I think, remain, they kept buried, not to discuss that now, because discussing on that would only create problems, both parties understand. So they're not immediately discussing, they're keeping it in either in abeyance or sideline, or trying to find out some other ways and means to approach the border dispute, and somehow making the relations better, functionally better, because that's highly wanted. And in all possibility, both Xi and Putin are likely, only likely, not finalized, likely to come to Delhi for the impending BRICS summit. But this is highly necessary for a multipolar world, and to somehow soften the American domination, the dollar domination, which is all over the world. And I'm sure the world by and large would want this. Everyone is unhappy with the American domination, dollar domination. They keep intervening, and they have a lot of instruments to intervene in other people's matters, like deep state, this thing, that they go about destabilizing many societies, many nations, etc. Hopefully, this is a good sign. We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.